Hello all of you, good morning. Today we will be discussing about the examination handbook which is released by IFoA for your upcoming April 2025 examinations. Now more or less many things are similar to the previous examination diet. The only differences that we will see is the way in which the exam will be conducted. So now the exam will be proctored and it will be taken on a particular interface for which you will be needing a Guardian browser. This entire discussion on the Guardian browser and the new exam pattern, new exam style has already been discussed in my another video which you can see on our channel. Today I'll be going through the entire handbook. Now all of you are requested to please read it. However, over here in today's video I will be discussing some important points with you all so that you don't skip them, right? Okay. So let's move ahead. We all know about the exam patterns for different exams over here. So for CMCS papers we have Word plus Excel or R programming. For R programming we are supposed to use R Studio and it can be easily accessible through your local which is the Guardian browser which they have asked us. So that's not an issue at all. PDF mentioned over here is the exam paper. So exam paper will be coming in the form of a PDF. Your submission will be in the form of MS Word or Excel depending on the examination. So CM1B, CM2B and CP2, paper 1, paper 2 will be your Excel. Otherwise everything, the exam submission is on MS Word. For CS1B, CS2B also you need to submit on MS Word. You need to copy paste the code and the solution from your R console to the Word and then you have to submit, which is the basic thing that we have understood. The only point I need to put forward over here is for CP3 examination. CP3 examination is of 3 hours 5 minutes. All the other exams are of 3 hours 20 minutes. Paper B is of 1 hour 50 minutes. This is inclusive of downloading the paper and completing the entire paper. Then you get additional time to submit it, right? But this is inclusive of downloading the paper and starting your paper. I recommend to submit your paper within this timeline only, right? So next you have these are the basic key pointers that we'll be discussing one by one. Exam booking is something which will open. The dates are mentioned on the IFoA homepage. You can check and you can book your exams accordingly. 2 weeks before the examination, so let's go down and let's have a good discussion on what are the steps that we need to keep in mind. Now these are a few examination checklists. Now these checklist is helpful, so you can just maybe 2 weeks before the exam you can have a look on this checklist whether you have completed all the steps or not. For example, over here we have your equipment check. So this is the minimum technical requirements. You can click on this and it will take you to a page where it will ask you all the hardware software requirements, if you are able to meet that in your current system or not. If not, then please make sure that it is meeting all these particular requirements, right? Other than this, you have your Guardian browser. So from here you can just click on this and it will download the Guardian browser. It is a very simple interface. Below it shows proctoring, start proctoring. So once you start your examination, you also need to click on start proctoring. It's there is no live or physical person sitting over there who is proctoring you. No, the entire thing will be recorded. I have discussed this in my another video. So your movements, your eye movements, your lip movement, your any sound which is coming from the background, everything will be recorded. So the proctoring needs to be started by you. You need to click on that button to start the proctoring, right? Okay, now contact details. Once you click on this, it includes the mobile number of IFoA and also some of the email IDs. So make sure you keep the phone number handy on your mobile phone. You can just store the number, because if anything happens during your examination, if you're not able to download your paper, not able to submit your paper, if there is any technical problem, you need to straight away call the on the IFoA mobile number which is given over here, because we will not be able to help you in any way at that point of time. We will also ask you to do the same. So you have to call them, you have to tell them what is the problem that you are facing, and accordingly they will guide you. Might be if you are not able to download the paper, they will give you a code and they will send you the exam paper on your emails. That can only happen once you get over a call with them. Or let's suppose if you're not able to submit, then again the same thing, you can submit through your mails, but only condition is the IFoA needs to approve it. And how can you get the approval? You need to call and explain them what is happening, and it cannot be any XYZ reasons. It has to be a valid reason, that okay, any valid reason. So please make sure that your connections, your internet connection is absolutely perfect, because trust me, if your internet connections are not perfect, that is not a valid reason, because you are supposed to have a proper running functional internet connection during that time. That is what they have asked you already, right? This is a particular requirement that they have asked you. So even if you don't have that, that's not considered a valid reason, right? Okay, now you also have to check that you have a valid form of photographic ID. Now this is also I've discussed, it can be a passport, it can be any government issued Aadhaar card. Make sure your photo is clear on that particular thing so that it's visible when you show it once you start your examination. You need to have a original copy, you cannot have a Xerox of the same. That is again very important. Okay, now there are some essential emails from where you will be receiving communication from IFoA, so make sure it is not going in the spam. So click on this link and it will take you to all the email IDs mentioned. Make sure you make star mark those email IDs, so that if you get any mails from them, it's shown to you. So keep on checking your mails every day. Again, you need to create an account and verify your details on the examination platform. This will only happen once you receive your login details from this particular mail ID, alerts@onlinepracticalexams.org.uk. This will happen 2 weeks before your examination, so not now. Don't have to worry. Don't ask that, ma'am, I'm not getting any kind of mail. It will only happen, for example, if the exams are starting from 15th of April, then just 2 weeks, 1st April maybe or 2nd April maybe, you will be receiving this particular mail ID. So 2 weeks before your exam, you will receive a mail which will ask you to create an account. Click on that. It will ask you an ARN, it will ask you your mobile number. Make sure your mobile number which you have put on the IFoA dashboard is same as what you are using, right? So if you are receiving any OTP, it's there with you, it's not with someone else, right? Then you need to review the joining instructions. Can have a quick reading of this. You have to log in into your exam platform. You need to complete the proctor, download and upload check. So there are 3 kind of checks that you will have to do on the Garden browser. You have to check whether it's able to proctor or not properly. Proctor check, download check, whether you are able to download the exam paper, whether it's in zip folder or whatever. And thirdly, you are able to upload your answers, that's a Word file. So these 3 checks needs to be done 2 weeks before your examination. Very, very important. You cannot sit for the last day. Then also please make sure that all the exams which run and mention the timing which are mentioned, like 8:30 is as per the UK time. But that does not mean that you have to change the timings of your laptops or PCs, whatever. You need to keep it at your local time. That is IST. If you are giving your examinations from India, your laptop timing should match the time from where you are sitting for the examination. If you're sitting from India, then your laptop timing should have your IST or Indian time, right? Okay. For only CS1B and CS2B, there is a pre-exam material which you receive. On the exam platform itself, you will see there is a exam material which you need to download. That exam material basically contains some exam data. It can be in the form of R data. Generally it's R data, or a CSV or an Excel file or a text file, whatever it is. It can be in that particular form. This is particularly used this is data which is used for your examination. So make sure you are able to download it, and also you can check whether you are able to run those and import those on your RStudio. So it's just for your checking that whether you are able to download the same, import the same on your RStudio. Another thing which you need to keep in mind, very important, is that please don't get into this habit of analyzing as to what type of question you can get on the basis of the data which is given 2 weeks before. You will never be able to assess what type of questions can come. So they are just giving you this pre-exam material for you to check that whether you are able to import and download the same on your RStudio. And during the day of your examination, you can, maybe just before your examination, you can import these data sets in your RStudio and keep it ready, so that once your exam is started, you don't have to waste time to import the data. That is one thing which is very good. For CP3 examinations, you just get your, all the students maybe know it, but you get your exam material from IFoA, which is some pre-exam scenario material. You get minimum of 3 working days before. So it's working days before the examination. Also, please make sure that you have kept in mind the start date, end date, start time and end time of your examination. Now, whatever the exam times mentioned in your in the portal, in the portal, let's suppose it's 8 UK time. So as per India, we are 4.5 hours ahead. So as per India, it will start at 12:30. So please keep this in mind. I've seen some students, they I don't know why they get into this trouble and they start the exam late or maybe end it late, something like that, and they mess up the situation. So don't do that, please. It's very important that you keep in mind the start time and end time properly. And also since now it's proctoring, you cannot have any alarm sort of thing, but definitely you should keep track on the timing displayed on your screen, right? So we are always 4.5 hours ahead of UK timing, both in April and September terms. This is a I don't know, this is a confusion all the time, that there is something called as daylight saving. The daylight saving starts after, like towards the end of September, and it finishes in March. So both our April and September terms does not fall in that particular time. So we are always in April and September 4.5 hours ahead only. Please don't create any kind of confusion regarding this basic thing, right? Okay. Then on the day of your examination, what do you have to do? So on the day, you need to set up your exam space. I've discussed this in another video. It should be empty and all those. Please go and see that video. Downloading your Guardian browser and everything. Make a note of exam platform URL, your username, password. You need to keep in mind, you cannot forget your username and password. So please make a note of it somewhere so that you have it in your mind. We recommend you to unpin your regular web browsers, that is Chrome, Edge, Mozilla, from your taskbar. So if you see on your screen, there is a taskbar below, like here you see your taskbar, right? And you need to unpin if there is any like Chrome or something over here. Make sure it is not shown over here in the taskbar. You have unpinned it, right? That is something that they are asking you to do. Because even if accidentally you open your Chrome, maybe accidentally you're clicking here and your Chrome opens up, it might lead to they might just cancel your examination, which is something you don't want, right? And the final upload and download check is something that you need to do. On the day of your examination, again, you need to open your Guardian browser, log into the exam platform which is there. You can connect to your proctoring session 20 minutes before. So if my exam starts at 12:30, I can log into my portal at 12:10 or after, but minimum 12:10. Move your mobile device out of the reach, download your exam paper, enable editing on your downloaded answer scripts. So in some of the papers like CP2, 3, CP1 and 2, CM1B and CM2B, they give you some Excel file which you can use. You can open that, you can start using it, but always please make sure you enable editing. So you see when you open that file, you see a yellow bar, orange yellow bar on top. Just click on enable editing and then you start. Save your answer script to your PC using My Documents or desktop. So only these two places. Please do not store it on OneDrive. If by default you see that your documents are going and being stored on OneDrive, please change that setting today itself. I've seen a lot of students making a mess over here. On OneDrive, their documents get saved, they're not able to retrieve it, then their last modified time changes, complete mess. Please do not do that. Save it on desktop, that's the safest option. Right now, how to switch off this OneDrive feature, I have made another video for that, or you can just by default check whether whatever documents you are downloading is going where exactly. It should not go anywhere else other than My Documents or desktop. I would prefer desktop is the safest option. Make sure you use the desktop version. You cannot use the online versions of MS Excel or MS Word. Again, something very common mistake some of the students that make. So regularly keep on saving your work, but not after obviously the end of exam time, because then it will change the last modified time and your answer scripts might not be checked. So these are the basic details. Step by step you can have a check on these. So they've beautifully presented in a form of a checklist. Okay, so after this, let's move on to the next part. Okay, so we have already discussed these things. You can have a quick reading of this, that you need to have the proper email IDs for communications. You need to download the Guardian browser and all that. Two-step verification is once you log in and create an account. So that is why I was telling you that make sure the phone number and your email ID which is put on the IFoA login is valid and you are using that, right? Because only through that your all the communications will be taken. These are the important email IDs. You can mark them, you can star them. These are the minimum technical requirements which I was talking about. So you need minimum of 2013 or above MS Office, Windows 10, Mac OS 11 or later. Proper Wi-Fi throughout the exam is needed. Microphones needs to be there because now it's proctored, so make sure you have a proper built-in Microsoft. No headphones, external headphones are needed. You need to have proper microphones, that's it. You don't need any kind of headphones, it should be inbuilt. You cannot have any external microphone, right? Speakers also need to be there, built-in or external, both can be done, but microphones is generally internal that you need. So you don't need any any kind of Bluetooth devices. You don't need that, it's not needed. So monitor resolution, I have also talked about 1 monitor, 2 monitor in my another video, so you can also refer that. Zip file extractor, you will be needing it because most of the exams, the exam paper is in the form of a zip folder because it contains your PDF, exam PDF and some other files. Also you need a proper PDF reader, maybe Adobe or something like that, you have it, because you cannot open your exam paper like this. So over here we are using this Microsoft Edge to open this particular PDF. This you cannot do on your exam. You cannot have a Microsoft Edge, or you cannot have a Chrome through which you are viewing these PDF. It's not allowed, because once you open your Google Chrome or once you open your Microsoft Edge, then at that point of time your exam will be simply null and void. That is what they have mentioned. They've talked about Guardian browser, how to download that, and how to get more information on that, how to check whether your system is meeting all the requirements, you just need to click on this and it will automatically take you through the steps of checking. So please make sure you do these. If you face any problems on these levels, please leave a comment on this video and we will surely help you to understand it better. I don't feel you will be needing any kind of test because you do not, it's like very easy steps. You just need to move from one step to another. Just please make sure you do not move out of that page. Once you do that, it will be cancelled, right? So just don't do that. Testing your equipment is also something which is very important, as we have already discussed. 2 weeks before your examination, what all things you need to do, I have already discussed. How to create and verify your exam, it will be done over here and I'll show you the steps as well. Let's come here and see the steps. Click on this. It's not okay. I'll just go down and we'll see. I'm not able to click on this right now. Okay, so then we have the exam platform. So it looks something like this. You can change your details from here if you want to change your number, your email through which you need to communicate. If you want to change them, you can change it from here, right? So you can do it from here. Alright, so the next thing is, so this is the exams@actuaries.org.uk. You will be receiving an SMS verification through this particular, you will be receiving an SMS on your mobile phones. If you are not receiving and if you have put a valid correct contact number which is same as that mentioned in your IFoA credentials in the IFoA login account, if it's matching and still you're not getting any SMS, then you can mail it to exams@actuaries.org. That is why it is very, very important that you do this step of, you know, downloading Guardian browser, creating an account, everything 2 weeks before your exam as soon as you receive the mail. Alright, okay. Pre-exam equipment checks, this is something which we have already discussed, but it's important that you do it again. And you need to do it for both the papers. For example, if you're appearing for CM1A, CM1, then you're appearing for CM1A and CM1B. You need to do all the upload check, download check and proctoring check separately for both of these examinations. CM1A separately and B separately. You cannot do it only once, you have to do it twice, right? So that is the steps. You need to open your Guardian browser, then it will ask you, you may need to update and restart the browser. Sometimes it may ask you to do that, and then you have to log in to the exam platform. So over there itself you need to log in to this particular online practical exam.org. Once you have logged in, this will be the web page. You have to click on view exam. To begin the equipment check, you need to click on this and then you can carry on with the upload check, download check. So here it will look like this. This is the exam material. Now exam material will only be shown and downloadable in case of CS1B and CS2B. That's it, 2 weeks before the exam. It contains the R data file as I have already mentioned. You have to do the proctor check. Click on this, it will take you to another page. Do all the checks, equipment check, click on this and it will complete the rest of the checks, download check and uploading check. Once this is done, it will show you that all the checks are done. See, these red lines will not be shown anymore. Once you have done, you have to do it separately. You cannot do it on the day of the examination. You have to do 2 weeks before, otherwise you will not be able to sit for your exam, right? So these are the 2 checks, and also there is no limit on the checks, so you can carry out multiple times. Worst case scenario, let's suppose 2 weeks before your exam you have done your download upload check on your PC on which you will be appearing for an exam, but suddenly what happens, your PC, something happens to your PC, so you are taking a new one. This is happening maybe after you have done it once and you want to do it on another PC. Now you can do it, but please make sure you're using the same PC for both the exams. It's not mandatory, but it's important that you do. And on whatever device you are using, you have done all the checks. You are not doing the checks on other device and using some other. No, you are doing all the checks, everything on single device on which you will be sitting for the examination. That is very, very important. Okay, so it shows you step by step how to do this proctor check. You will have to click on the test to run, allow the test to run. Your camera view will be displayed here, so whatever is visible through your webcam will be visible here. You can do a microphone check, camera check, or speaker check, and you can see whether everything is working properly or not. Right, you will see these tick marks over here for webcam, for speaker, for all of these. Internet check. A red banner will show at the top of the examination if you have not completed the check, as I have already mentioned. Right, this is the download check. You need to click on download check. Then you need to, so basically this is the a particular PDF will be open. Make sure you're able to open that PDF. Preview document, this is generally when you upload your answer files, then it will ask you to preview your answer file, whether you are able to preview your answer file before submitting. So that is this preview check. Browse and then upload. So basically this is the upload check. So you can have any Word file pre-prepared on your desktop, just write something on it. This is a check. You cannot have a blank MS Word. You need to have a proper MS Word on your desktop, something written on that, save it, and then over here click on browse, select that Word file and click on upload check to see whether your Word file is able to be submitted or not. Right, yes, so this is how they have mentioned all the steps over here. Very easy. Upload check I've already discussed. Right, only for CP2 examination generally you submit 2 files, which is your Word file and your Excel file. So please select all the files at the same time. So for the CP2 students, already we discussed this in the class, but what do you have to do? On your desktop you will be having one Excel file and one Word file. Select both these files together when you browse it. So when you click on browse, select both these files together and then click on upload. Both the files will be uploaded. You can also click on this preview. This preview button is very important to check whether you have uploaded the correct file or not. Sometimes what happens that you might select some wrong Word file, and once you have clicked on this upload button, there is no chance that you can change your file. So please make sure that you upload the correct Excel, correct Word file, right? And CP2 needs to select both the files together. Please don't zip it. They will not accept any kind of zip folders, right? Okay, once this is done, it will give you a final output wherein it asks you, wherein it tells you that your equipment check is done. On the day of the examination, it will give you exact time at which your submission was made, the size of your file, so you are sure, you can take a screenshot of that, you are sure that your exam file is submitted, right? This is the phone number which you need to keep handy if there is any issue in uploading and downloading, right? So we have done this, exam day is all set. You are opening your 20 minutes before you can open. Use the same equipment as the checks already mentioned. You are logging in. So now logging in is very important. So that is why it's important that you log in 20 minutes before, because once you log in 20 minutes before, you have to do a 2-step verification, meaning you need to put in your ARN password, log in, it will give you an OTP, and then log in. This entire process might take 5 to 10 minutes, so it's always better you keep time with you and you log in before, right? Not exactly at 12:30, but around 12:10 you start logging in, so that you exactly start at 12:30. You are not wasting any kind of time. Okay, this is very simple. We have discussed you need to keep your files on desktop. Please make sure that you are not exceeding this 3 hours 20 minutes time, because otherwise your timestamp will change your last modified time. So if you right click on your Excel or Word, and if you go to properties, it gives you time created, time modified. So last modified time needs to be within 3 hours 20 minutes. If it's after that, then your word will not be accepted by the institute, because then it will be considered that you have crossed the exam timings, which is wrong. You cannot do that. So it needs to be within that. Also, it will give you 30 minutes extra to upload. Now, I, as a teacher, I am very prudent when I say this to everyone, to all my students, and I have seen so many students failing this particular thing, is that please close your work once it's like 3 hours 15-17 minutes, save it, please close it and start uploading. Do not wait for the last minute, because even if you are writing something extra for that additional 1 mark or 2 mark, you are ending up losing the entire thing, because then you may not be able to submit your work properly. So it's very, very, very important. Close your work before. So I will always suggest start closing, start winding up after you see it's crossed 3 hours 15 minutes, and then just upload it and be free that okay, I submitted, whatever is done is done. You cannot take 2-3 minutes extra and write 2-3 lines extra to get those marks. No, you will anyways not get any marks last minute. So it's very important, very, 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 very important that you do that. Any information like your ARN should not be included, because they will know your word file. It's your word file. You don't have to include any kind of ARN within your word file. It's not needed, right? Okay. Next, they only accept Word file, Excel file, no PDFs, no zip, nothing. And Excel and Word, everything should be application based. It cannot be online Excel or online Word, right? Okay, so now you can use Excel for your calculations. If you are doing that, you can copy paste your answers from Excel to Word, but please make sure that you are showing all the workings, all the steps properly, because if you're copy pasting from Excel, no workings will be shown obviously in your Word. And also you cannot just write that I have pasted from Excel, above calculations done from Excel. No, it's not acceptable. You need to show all the steps. How are you getting this value? How are you getting that value? You need to show everything. So that is very important. Any kind of screenshot or images will be accepted for marking, but you will need to ensure all the workings are shown. I am always against putting any kind of image or screenshot. Yes, copy pasting numbers, calculations directly from Excel to Word is fine. I generally don't prefer putting screenshots, image. They have allowed it, but again what they are mentioning, that please make sure that you have shown all the workings, otherwise it will not be considered at all. It should not have any link, and do not copy or insert an Excel. Now sometimes what students do, on the Word, if you see, there is an option to insert Excel within a Word. That is not what I am asking you to do. You can have your Excel open, do calculations there, copy it and paste it on Word. But on your Word file, you cannot open a new Excel over there. There is an option to open your Excel on the Word. That is something which is completely prohibited. You don't have to do that, right? This is a protected view. Make sure you are not doing any kind of work like this. Click on enable editing and then start typing, and you should not submit your file like this. It should not be in the protected mode. You cannot have any passwords on your Excel file or on your Word file. This is what your name of the answer should be. For example, if you are sitting for CM1 examination and you are submitting your Word file, then your name of the file should be CM1B exam answer script, and in the brackets you need to mention your ARN. This is only the name of the exam file. This is only the name of the exam file. You don't have to mention ARN within the exam within the Word file or Excel file. That is not allowed. Okay, so we have discussed these points. Okay, so you need to upload, everything is discussed, you get 30 minutes, but it's your responsibility that you do it within those time, and last modification time is not beyond 3 hours 20 minutes. So also now, since it's proctoring based, once you started off your examination, you clicked on start proctoring, but now you need to end proctoring, right? So closing Guardian browser. There are two ways to end the session. These are the two ways. First way, be careful not to close the browser during an exam. Just don't go and click on that cross. No, wrong, it's gone. You cannot do that. If you do accidentally close the browser during an exam, again you have to log in immediately. You cannot waste time. For example, if you have by mistake clicked on that cross, it's gone. You cannot take 10 minutes to go back. If you're doing that, it will considered as plagiarism, that you have done something wrong. So immediately log in back. Uploading and submitting your exam answers. On the upload confirmation page, you will see confirmation that the proctoring session is still in progress. Once, so this session, you see, once you have uploaded, I mentioned that if you all can see this part, that it shows you your upload timings, the size of the file, everything. But still here you see end proctoring, a proctoring session is still in progress. So once you have uploaded your submission, you should end your proctoring session. Once the proctoring session is ended, you will not be able to return to this page unless you log back in. And on, so click on this end proctoring. Once you click on this end proctoring, your screen will completely blur and it will show you this, that your proctor has ended the session. That's it, it's over, it's done. Okay, so now you can click on the Guardian browser. How to end it? Again, I'm repeating. Once, please make sure this shows up. Once this shows up, it means you have uploaded your document successfully. On top, it will show you that the proctoring is still going on. So click on this end proctoring. The moment you click, it's automatically everything is gone. Click on the cross button. That's it. You are good to go. So this is how you will end your session. You need to download. First, you need to open start proctoring. Is very important. Click on start proctoring. Download the paper. Give your exam. Upload the paper. Upload confirmation will show up, and then click on end proctoring and your exam is done. Click on the cross button. That's how you end it. Okay. Now here, this I have something I've already discussed. If in between anywhere you lose your proctoring session, it will show something like this, and if you briefly lose it for like less than 30 seconds, you will be automatically reconnected. If your disconnection lasts longer than 30 seconds, you need to reconnect yourself. So within 30 seconds, it will be reconnected on itself. If it is more than 30 seconds, you need to reconnect on your own. So click on this and reconnect on your own. You need to relaunch the app and everything. So it will relaunch it. And you need to once again re-authenticate. You need to verify your ID needs to be beside you. Everything needs to be there. Ensure you check that the recording icon in the top right of Guardian browser over here, this thing is shown, and the exam page confirms a proctoring. So this recording button should always be on once you are sitting. If you can just zoom into the page, this recording button should always be there, present on your screen. It means that your session is getting proctored. If this is not there, it means it's not getting proctored. You will not be marked. This needs to be on. So if your proctoring session is out for 30 seconds, like within 30 seconds, it will reconnect. If it's not, you have to reconnect manually by clicking on that reconnect button, showing your ID and everything again, and then again you come back to your exam portal and start appearing for your exam, right? It's not a very big deal, and trust me, it's like very easy. Just that, you know, there are so many things mentioned, you might get a little distressed, or you might feel a little overwhelmed, but it's very simple, very easy, trust me. Now this is a number you need to keep in mind. You can again save this number. If something happens during an exam, you can get in touch with IFoA. Okay, not reading this, have a quick read of these small details, not very again They have given you the number. If you face any technical issues on your equipment, you can call on this number. Okay, these are some emergency situations. If that happens, you can call them and ask. Generally, there is no help that they do. Okay, these are some mathematical formulas and symbols. This we have discussed in our typing classes, so I'm not going through it again. Okay, this part is something which I might ask you all. See, this is the part which I will discuss. So these are the very nicely they have shown you how to download the Guardian browser. I will be discussing for Windows, Mac users, it's almost the same, right? So you have to click on the download button which you have seen, or maybe you can click on here and then you can download. It will show in the downloads. This particular browser will be downloaded. You can see in the downloads that it will be downloaded. This particular file, Guardian browser, is downloaded. Same for Mac OS, it's downloaded, and then once it's downloaded, so Mac users can quickly go through the same. Once it's downloaded, you have to click on that and it will open up like this. This is a browser itself. So like you have Chrome, like you have Microsoft Edge, similarly you have a Guardian browser, right? Same thing. It's not very different. And once you have this, here the email which you receive 2 weeks before your exam from alerts@examination.org. So you get your you get to create an account from that. So you need to log in to that particular online exam. You get a link of online examination @ something. So you need to log in over here. Online examination, you need to put that over here. See, using exam platform, this is what I was talking about. Online practical exams, this is the URL which you need to put on the Guardian browser. Once you put on the Guardian browser, okay, it will ask you to forget the if you like just enter the ARN, click on next, then it will ask you to create a password. So for that you need to forget the password, then you have to reset it. So you need to click on your ARN. Once you done that, created your password, then you will get a OTP, something like that, a code on your mobile number. Put it over here and click on verify. Okay. Your OTP might it might take 60 seconds, 1 minute. If within 1 minute you're not getting any OTP, then it can be so that your number which you're putting in over there is not same as what you have on your IFoA login account. It is different. So please make sure that you go and tally with that which is mentioned in your IFoA login page, that both the numbers that you're putting are same. Alright. Still, if you're not able to get, then you have to contact IFoA on exam support @actuaries. Okay. Once you do that, click on verify. This will open up, and you will receive an email prompting you to set up an account on the exam platform. So this is what it will say. You need to click on set up account because your account is not set yet. It's like this. Need to click on set up my account. It will ask you to create a password, and once you've done that, again a verification code. Put in the verification code. This is how it will be done. Right, verify kar do, and then you have it, right? So again you click on login, and then it will take you to the page, this page. That's it. So you need to click on view exam, upload check, download check, proctoring check. That's it, right? Very simple. See, this we have discussed. Yeah. On the day of the exam also you have to do the same. On the day of the exam also you have to do the same. See, you do the upload check, download check, proctor check. Click proctor me and complete the on-screen steps to connect your proctoring session. So when you click on proctor check, this will open up. You need to click on proctor me. Once you click on proctor me, automatically you will see there will be a lot of one step, and then it will show this recording button over here, which means your recording has started. Okay, upload check we have discussed, download check we have discussed, nothing new in this. This is the preview check. You can also do the preview. You should have to do the preview check also. So yeah, these are the basic checks. Now we have discussed these. Okay, so launching your proctor session steps. Again, we have discussed this. So when you have that proctor button, you click on that, select your paper, and then it will briefly, give you some guidelines. This is how it will look like, that whether you are able to, webcam is working or not, microphone, speaker, everything is working or not. Small checks. Then it will show you some exam rules. That's it, it's done. You just have to click on next. Need to read this, verify your document, need to show your document like this. See, this is when you start your exam. It will capture you in this particular frame. So it will take a photo of you. It will take a photo of your ID. You need to put it in front of the webcam. Make sure your photo is clearly visible, because they will match your photo with yourself, right? That's it, it's done. And then it will ask you to wait for a second, begin exam. Click on that and your exam is started. So yeah, this is the entire exam pattern. Very easy. Those who have already appeared for IFoA exams, you will see that nothing has changed. Instead of opening the online examination platform on Google Chrome, you are opening it on Guardian browser. It's proctoring now. Your camera is on, your mic is on all the time. Nothing else is different. It's closed book examination. You are not supposed to have anything. About this, I have discussed in another video. Please make sure you see that. I have discussed in details about the changes in the exam pattern. Everything else is, trust me, exactly the same. So thank you so much. If you have any further questions, you put it down in the comment section below. Thank you.